Welcome back to Q&A with producer Evan. We've got producer Evan back in studio who just showed us some Texas Hold'em, and now we're doing some Q&A. We got some questions, we've got some answers.
And it's related to poker, Texas Hold'em a little bit, so if we could throw up that question here. How did you guys pass time without technology when you were younger? Because I say, when I was younger, I was always playing card games. So, and I feel like this is such a new gen question, right? What did you do without technology? And how do you live life without it, right? But I do feel like since COVID, the whole world has just been technology first.
Yeah.
It really feels like that in schools, at work. I really feel since COVID, everything's been technology. So let's go back to our childhoods and remember fondly how we passed the time. Anyone have anything?
I was really an arts kid where did a lot of drawing and painting. I think I've talked about that quite a bit. But I was really into acrylic paint, and that was like a big thing that I would do, as I loved going to Michael's and picking out my canvas and going home, and I'd sit out in our garage, and I had my own little wooden desk where I'd paint, and then my dad had set up a TV out there that was like an older TV that had like little VHS tapes that I could put in there, and I would just have the TV going, and I guess that's technology, but nonetheless, I'd sit out there and I would paint, and then I got into watercolor, and now my main medium is colored pencils.
Okay. And that's something that you still carry on today, too?
Yeah, I try to. I've been working on it a little bit more, especially doing How To Tuesday, and one of my New Year's resolutions being getting back into hobbies and just really emphasizing bringing back hobbies and skills and working on things and improving on them and making sure that there are things that just for my own health and well-being and encouraging that with others, making sure that there are things that I'm doing outside of work.
Yeah, it does feel like work can take a hold of one's brain, so good to have hobbies.
Because the news never stops.
That's true, especially in this industry. Emmett, what about you? Let's go back to your childhood. Any fun games or activities you used to do?
So I grew up with some awesome friends back in the day. Like, our whole street was filled with kids. We had Gabriel, who was across the street. It was Gabriel, Emily, we had Holden, we had JJ, Jariel. I mean, it was a whole street jam-packed with kids. It was a blast. And what we would do was we would get our lightsabers. We had toy lightsabers, and I had the Darth Maul lightsaber, the double-bladed one.
Oh, yeah.
I had the Obi-Wan lightsaber, and then my friends, he would have he had Emperor Palpatine's lightsaber. I mean, he had all the different cool ones too. And we would just basically go to town and just go to war against each other.
That is
It
awesome.
was so much fun. That, and then we'd have water gun fights. We would we'd play soldier here and there, because my buddy, he had this giant hill in the back of his backyard, and we would always just pretend we were on a hill, just playing soldier. So that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
That was kind of where I was going, where, same like you, my neighborhood was filled with young families. So a bunch of kids around my age growing up. I could name drop a bunch of them too. Yeah. But I wanted to go over two things that we used to do. One, kind of going over like lightsabers. We used to, have you guys ever gone to Medieval Times?
No. It's on the bucket list, though. I've heard that's a good time.
Medieval Times, it was probably a good 40 minutes away from me. And on our summer field trip at summer camp, we would go to Medieval Times every year. And I remember, as soon as we get home, we get our swords and shields and have a little fight like that. Also, I think this one's awesome. On 4th of July, you know how everyone has the glow necklaces, right? We would play Tron. So you would throw them at each other, and so if in the dark. So you could see someone coming, but it's funny because you can't see how fast this glow stick is flying at you. So that was a good one. Last thing I want to say is, have you guys ever played Manhunt? Do you know what that is?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yes, that was our game. So real quick, if anyone doesn't know how to play Manhunt, it's two teams. one team is...
Save it for How To Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't think, well, here's the thing. It's such a broad...
We could get some photogs.
Oh,
That
let's
would be
do it
so
live.
fun.
Oh,
my,
That would
we'd
be
have
a blast.
just the whole morning extra, live, cutting back and forth. Oh, I want to do this here. Anyways, one team is guarding like a safe space. The other team runs out and tries to get in it without being tagged. And we had like this cul-de-sac, so you had to guard a huge island circle from all sides. So, Manhunt, that was one of the best games.
It's a great time.
Yeah, it was.
That was a great time.
Mia, I know you said you...
Yeah, wait, getting back on, I think I misunderstood the question. I went the nerdy route. Hold on. We had Nerf guns. But they were the ones...
How did I forget that?
the Nerf guns, but there was the ones that had like the little red laser pointer on it.
Oh, goodness.
But also, like, I have an older sibling and a younger sibling, and they're both people that are, one, competitive, and two, to the death. So I feel like I weirdly got caught in like almost being the youngest sibling kind of behavior, because these two would team up at some point, and it would be so scary because we would turn off all of the lights, and it was a 2-story house, and the upstairs of the house, they turn off all of the lights, and you'd be running around, and it reminds me of that Tron story, because all of a sudden you'd see like the little red laser on you, and you don't know, one, is it my younger brother, who at least I have the advantage of being older than him, or my older sister, and that means like I'm about to die.
No mercy. From
No
her.
mercy. No.
That is fun. Yeah, I think I also did that. Except we didn't have the laser, so we would just do Nerf guns in the dark in someone's house. So that one's
Oh,
even.
just straight up in the dark.
Yeah, but I do feel like it'd be scary if you see a red dot on your
Yeah,
forehead.
all of a sudden it's just that red little that little beam.
Yeah.
I
So.
had the automatic Nerf gun.
Oh yeah.
One of those where you just hear in the
The
dark.
one that hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, the way you guys tell the stories reminds me of being young, and I had 2 little neighbor boys that lived up like the street, and they were wild. They were wild, and it was one of those things where I lived in a little cul-de-sac, and one would come streaming down this like road, and it was like a hill, would come down this big green machine, and I knew like borderline I was about to get like beat up whenever they'd come down, because it wasn't. I bring that up because they had one of those like automatic Nerf guns that you were getting pelted.
Yeah.
To be a kid. So if you got kids and want them to, step away from the iPad, like we just gave you a bunch of great childhood memories that you should encourage. And I should say, when you are playing Tron, only do the circle and throw it like a Frisbee. We don't want anyone's eyes getting poked out. And if you're playing with Nerf guns, put the glasses on.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So
How
Also,
to Tuesday coming soon.
live, a whole extra hour. I think that'd be fun. All right, but on my Facebook, producer Evan, WJHG, I want you guys to tell me what you guys did as a child to pass the time, because we didn't have the technology. So how did you pass the time? I want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're checking in with Sean Bro in just a bit, so stay tuned.